Monkey.
We can keep that out of there.
All right, here we go. We're back again. Everybody is together. What's up, fellas?
What's up? We back.
Hey, man.
We are back.
That's right. We're going to talk about these guys who may be here next year. Probably not. But we don't know because y'all don't know, and y'all haven't told us yet. So we're waiting on y'all to comment on the videos and tell us who's going to be here next year. Lamar? Maybe not. Probably not. Chase? One of our own? They talking about trading him for a top number 1 pick. What about somebody else? We don't know. There's a lot of people out there who are hanging around. Who?
Brown, man. They're talking about trading Brown. They're trying to trade everybody for a 7th-round pick. Brown.
Brown's on the market too.
Everybody.
Even Cam Newton talking about he'll come here as a backup. He'll take that $4 million. He'll take it just to sit there. What are you gonna do? Back up the one we picked up already? You gonna back up Jacoby?
Jacoby.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Hey, man, I looked at the Jacoby tape, man. It wasn't that bad. I looked at him at the Browns. It wasn't that bad, man. He did a pretty good job, Nick. And if Howell can't beat Jacoby out, then Howell ain't the thing.
Yeah.
Let's just say that, you know.
Yeah.
But do we pick a number 1 pick? Do we pick up Hendon Hooker, who came in for a top 30 visit? We pick him up.
Enemy's looking at Hooker. Has looked at Hooker.
Hey, man, Hooker ain't gonna be ready for 2 years. So if you pick him up, don't worry about him forcing anybody because he ain't gonna be ready to play. He's not gonna be ready to physically get on the field until September, which means he's not gonna have any kind of practice with the system or nothing. So you ain't gotta worry about him next year. If we pick him up, we stashing him for next year, whether we need another quarterback or whether we need to trade for a pick. That's what you do with Hendon Hooker, because he ain't gonna be ready this year. But hey, listen, this is what Washington does, man. We sit around and we talk football, we talk basketball, we talk anything that the DC has to offer. That's what we do. But we're gonna talk about the Commanders today and what the possibilities may be. Trey, you got the first one, man. Your boy, Cam Newton says he would come here to back up Sam Howell as a backup quarterback with the Commanders. That seems like a departure from his number 1. It ain't 32 quarterbacks better than me in the NFL. You know what he said? Ain't 30, but then he's willing to back up one of the 32.
So sometimes let's respect the oldness. Let's respect the elderly. And
elderly.
One of them. Listen, no, I'm saying in football he is.
Yeah, no doubt.
Your mind says go, and your body's like, go where? You've been there. You know what I'm saying? It's like you know all the moves. You're already prepared to go, but your body's like, and that's what he's facing. So he's realizing after that little pro day that he did at Auburn, I'm pretty sure he watched his own tape and said, "Yeah, back up. It's not too bad." And I know what teams need quarterbacks. And if somebody get hurt and then somebody else get hurt, they wanted somebody to come in who's not Joe Schmo, and maybe have a little pedigree behind them. That would be me. And so maybe I could land in the Commander zone. I'm not excited about that, but I'm not.
You might be
it's like who else out there deserves $4 million to back up Brissett? I'm like, to be the third quarterback.
No, my friend. He said he's coming in to back up Sam Howell.
No, he's not coming back.
He's stepping over Jacoby.
What he's coming in to do is get a paycheck, and that's what he needs to do, and he knows what he needs to do, and he doesn't. And I guess that's just a slap at Brissett, who never really got his thing. But at the end of the day, that's probably not going to happen. I don't think any team is going to do that. I hope his podcast takes off and gets a little bit bigger because he's going to need that money. I just don't think that anybody, can do it. It's kind of like if Kaepernick said, "You know what? I'm throwing my hat back in," which at one point I thought I heard him say something like that. But
yeah, he did say he going number 2.
You're too far gone away from the game, man.
Yeah. Well, if you're willing to be a number 2, then you're definitely not going to be a number 1. You already ruled yourself out. Root it out. Big Al, I want you to be real quick on this Lamar Jackson thing, man. Real quick. There's only one answer to that.
Well, unfortunately, the Commanders are in the process of possibly selling the team. And to sign someone like Lamar Jackson, you got to put 40% or 50% of his money in escrow before you can sign him. And we'll understand it because of the sale of the team, Dan's money, he's not going to put $40 or $50 million, or if it's 40% of a $200 million contract, so what's that, $60 or $70 million in escrow while he's selling the team, in the process of selling the team. So I think that's the number one thing, really, is for these super large contracts, that's a lot of money to put in escrow, the hold, to sit in escrow in the hold, because that money, even though it's not, and the way Lamar wants to be fully guaranteed. So, that money has to be sitting somewhere to be fully guaranteed.
That's right, Big Al.
So, unfortunately, Lamar is not a availability to us. And I don't know why our coach just say, hey, look, we're in the process of selling the team. We can't go that direction. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't say some craziness like Lamar don't fit our system. That's just the asinine.
It's a lie. It's called a lie.
You know what I'm saying?
It's called a lie.
But if Dan decides to move on with the sale, and seem like Dan is going to hold out to the last minute to get every little dime he can get before he sells the team. And that sounds like to me that Dan's going to hold out probably to after the draft. You know what I'm saying? Till he gets.
You can't hold a man for one top dollar.
Yeah.
But hey, listen, that takes us right into this little side thing, which is they're saying that the deal will be done by May 22nd is what they are projecting. May 22nd will be the sale of the team. Now, I don't know who's coming in, and I don't know actually who bid it, but it's got to be a professional team at the top for it to be a professional team on the field. Isn't that what we always say? Shit rolls downhill.
That's right.
All right, so
that's right.
Big Dan is going to sell the team regardless.
Big Dan
of what we got going on. So there's no more high-priced Boaz coming in to play for the Washington Commanders. I don't think we're going to get any more traction this year until after we get the draft over with, since everybody's waiting on the draft to get here, which is 22 days away. 22 days. There's one more guy out there quickly that half the Commanders will be happy with and upset with at the same time. Because we don't know what we're missing, and we don't know what we're going to get when Chase Young gets back. If he gets back, they keep saying he's up on the trade block for a draft pick. They're looking at getting the number 1 draft pick for Chase Young. Coming off an injury. Possibility only.
I'm going to go with Big Al. I'm thinking that we're going to hold on to the man, and we're going to let the two gentlemen play. They're going to shake hands. They're going to look each other in the eye. They're going to say, may the best man win. And I'm talking about Chase Young and Sweat.
They're going to fight it out.
We're going to play it to the end. And at the end, we're going to look at each other's stats and we're going to say, yo, and the winner goes to. And hopefully while we're going to the playoffs. How about that?
It will be nice. But doesn't that mean we're going to lose one of them for nothing?
Yeah, I believe so. I think that Ron has no choice. He's gambling for his coaching life. I mean, if he doesn't win this year, I don't think
there's no other year.
Yeah, because he's still,
this is it.
Well, he's still, team building right now. So,
team building.
So I don't think if he doesn't get to the playoffs on his 4th year here, that this is it. So I think he's going to have everybody gunning. The last year of your contract, everybody play hard. We just saw Payne play real hard this last year. So he's hoping these two dudes are going to, lace them up and get in the best shape they can and come around that corner for that cheese. You know what I'm saying? For that cheese.
Let me ask you this while you say that. Lately in the interview that Ron did, he said that Only now, in his third year, is this third year going to fourth year, right?
Fourth year.
The fourth year, he said, only now am I able to team build. Just starting to team build because we've been chasing quarterbacks for the last 3 years. That money has been allocated for quarterback position. Now that we're not going to pay a quarterback this year, he said he's able to build the roster in a way that will help the team perform better on the field. Meaning that we're not bottom basement bargain shopping anymore. We are shopping in the middle. Not at the top, we're in the middle. And he really likes it that way. What do y'all think about that? 3 years in, we're going on the fourth year, and he is just now feeling comfortable to build the team on his last year, possibly, allegedly.
I think Ron is applying for a job.
You about to lose your job. Get this thing. You about to lose your job. Get this thing. You about to lose your job. Get this thing. You about to lose your job.
Can you apply for a job when you've done this bad? I mean, he doesn't have he's not a winning record coach. He's a maybe a grounding coach, a team stabilizing coach. But is he really a coach that can take you anywhere? Anywhere.
We could be eliminated.
We can be eliminated.
We can be eliminated.
That's it, gentlemen. That's it.
So you say no.
Moving on.
Hey man, he's reapplying for his job, man. That's
Listen,
all
this is ground zero. Everything before now is nothing. This is it. If you're gonna be an NFL coach, this is his year to prove he's a coach. That's just what it is. Because
I don't think he's gonna trade Chase. He's not gonna trade Sweat.
He'll keep everybody.
He gonna keep what's the Logan Thomas?
Keep me down.
All those guys are up for contract next year. He want them to be in the best shape and play the hardest to get that cheese. Everybody's in it for the money. I mean, hey, we watch it. We're fans. We think about championship and stuff like that. And I'm sure they do think about championship, but the base of why they playing NFL football is to feed their family.
According to Mike Martin, they all in for the money. I'm going with what Brother Mike said. Thank you, Mike, for coming on our show. Listen, this is what it is, man. It's about a paycheck, and I think it's glaring in some organizations and others it's not. And one of the things here is that when we talk about building culture and building the organization, is to eliminate that and have individuals who want to just be here, and stay here in this particular organization, i.e. culture. Similar to what your boy Arrington, when he first left the field, he came back and did some commentary. Smoot, Brian Mitchell, Santana Moss, individuals who've been at other teams. But they came back to Washington because they felt the organization, they felt the vibe, they felt what it was. And that right there, my gentlemen, is what we're trying to recreate, because we're losing that. And I don't think individuals care anymore. It's kind of like, I'm have to bring it up because Al's wearing the hat, the Wizards. It's like nobody has any loyalty to that organization, man. Once they're gone, they're gone. They don't care. They come. Even if the organization's talking about bringing them back, they're not coming back like, oh, yeah, that's my home. They're coming back like, oh, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
How much you got? How much you got?
That thing that you want when you are building a franchise. And that's just what it is, man. So if Ron is talking about rebuilding, maybe he's talking about that. Maybe he's talking about that. Maybe he's talking about, hey, you know what? This is the opportunity to galvanize with the players that we had. We got maybe about 60% of the players returning 2 years in a row. So maybe they're starting to develop a home, a understanding of what this is, what we're looking for, a culture, Ubuntu. Remember that first year, Ubuntu. I mean, come on now, let's look at those things, and maybe that's what he means, because I know he can't possibly mean we're rebuilding this franchise now. Because
is it a product of the DMV? DMV is a transit area, man. People come in and they go. You know, there's a lot of people from a lot of different areas that live in the DMV area, and we have a lot of different sports fans that like other teams. And being that, I mean, recently, I'm talking about recent, last 20 years, because I'm not talking about when we were the Washington Redskins and we were having championships.
Hey, you know what you're talking about?
It's a product that's kind of losing, huh? It's a losing.
You're talking about Snyder. That's what I'm talking about. You're talking about Dan Snyder. Big Dan. When he got here, I got the data. I could pull it up. I could show you in a graph form. Would you rather have a graph, or would you like me to put it in a cupcake form so you can eat it too?
We don't leave Big Dan alone.
Since Dan got here, we have been trashed dramatically. Fan base has dropped off every year. It's been the seasons have been terrible. He hasn't done anything, sir.
He's made money. He's made money.
Oh, he's made money. Because, you know why he's made money? Because the benefits of having a franchise that had tradition, that you can hold on to a bunch of people who are just fans because their grandparents was fans, their great-grandparents was fans. We're fans because of that. You have that. Now you have opposition coming into your stadium and taking over.
Well,
and that never happened. How many times did you ever say, hey man, I wish I could get some RFK tickets? Because you couldn't, because it was sold out every year in advance. Every year in advance. In that toilet bowl we called RFK at the time, that was about this big. We sold it out. And we were there, and that we, even with losing teams, but we were fight for ODC. Dan came, moved it to Raljon, and then it's been all over, man, ever since then. And you know it, and we gotta make sure that you gotta say it. Say it.
No, I'm not.
Say it, Deacon.
I understand, but the problem, the point I'm trying to make.
He's leaving.
The point I'm trying to make, and if this makes sense, is that we're letting the fan base off easy though.
How?
Because you would never see more fans of another team in Cleveland. You would never see more fans in the stadium with Green Bay. You would never see the more fans in the stadium at a New York game. Point being that we are a transit team. And only
I don't think so, Deacon. I think I don't think
am I right about that though? Do you see more fans in those stadiums for other teams than you do for their own team? They're not all winning teams.
Hey, you lost that one. You might have won some, but you really lost that one.
You didn't tell me how I lost it though, because those aren't winning teams all the time. They're not winning.
They're not. They don't have
always been that, Deacon. This is what I'm trying to tell you. We've always been that. And you said in the beginning of this particular show that stuff rolls down here.
Well, we got old and we stopped going to the games too.
I stopped going to the games.
When Washington was a winning team, though, that fan base is gone. That fan base, it may be here, but it's not going to. We got new fans now that never saw a championship.
That's true.
Those guys are easily railed off of going to the stadium.
Them never seen any winning season.
So my point being, where did it happen? Where did the losing start?
Oh, we were losing before Snyder bought the team.
No.
Oh shit, yeah. We was losing like 5-10 years.
No.
Oh, go look at the stats.
No, I'm not. I'm
gonna bring. I don't have them in my pocket, but I'm gonna bring them up.
You need to.
We're gonna look at it.
And then as you saw it, and even if you saw a tailing off of the team, and when we got Snyder, there was no rebirth. There was no tick up. There was nothing.
Well, and I did not play football.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm sure that the bottom line.
There's a possibility, Deacon, that Dan's not going to sell the team. He really.
No, and that would be a tragedy.
It's a possibility.
That would be a tragedy.
Hey, you can't run the team from London.
Anything to declare? Yeah, don't go to England.
Let's run it from London, man.
He might try.
He packed up and gone. Listen, with that being said, though, without number 16 pick, I mean,
quarterback,
because Ron, come on, man, you can't get it. All the good quarterbacks can be gone at 16, man. Unless you're trading up, you're not going to get a.
Hey, you can't say that no more after Purdy. After Mr.
You didn't want to get Aiden O'Connell.
You cannot say that anymore after Mr. Irrelevant was at the Super Bowl if he wasn't hurt.
I think it'd be a tragedy if we don't draft a quarterback in this year's draft.
Yeah, but we can't draft quarterback unless we move up. We can't do it.
We're talking competition, round. Deacon. We're talking competition. Huh? You're still trying to draft John Elway. No, whatever. You're not going to get that in the draft anymore, man.
Listen, when we went through our whole thing, I brought up Stetson Bennett. Y'all spit on him. I brought up Aiden O'Connell. Y'all spit on him. I brought up Hendon Hooker. Y'all spit on him during the draft.
No, we spit on the position. But now,
quarterback.
Can I finish?
I don't know.
Now that the team is wavering, Ron is looking for a job. We got Howell. And the truth be told, like Al said, 19 snaps. So we don't know. We're gonna need somebody. Brissett's okay, but we need a somebody in the future, and that's what we're talking about. Once the sale happens, future. So a healthy quarterback competition at this point might not be too bad, is what we're saying.
Okay, so
I'm not bringing Cam Newton for the competition. I'm bringing somebody young in for the competition.
No. Yeah, I get you. So at 16, without trading up, at 16, you got the top 3 quarterbacks are definitely going to be gone. The guy at Ohio State's going to be gone, Alabama's going to be gone, and Kentucky's going to be gone. Okay, who's
We're not talking draft today, are we?
I'm just spitballing. We're talking 6. We're not talking about the whole draft. We're just talking about 16. You
got mad when we talked about Dan stinking up the whole entire organization.
Well, Dan's not going to be part of the draft. Dan already said that he's letting Ron do it. He's not going to be part of the draft. So let's talk about what we need at 16. I'm just saying. You said quarterbacks, so let's talk quarterbacks.
I don't want to.
Huh?
I don't want to talk quarterback.
What we going to talk about? Tackles?
No. What we're going to talk about is the fact that your boy ain't coming. Jackson ain't coming. Your boy from New England is that worthy of talking about? We're not going to step up to your boy Jones.
Mac Jones. Remember that Mac Jones is the guy that we said to draft when he was in the draft.
Mac and cheese.
We told y'all to draft him. They didn't draft him.
So
he had a good rookie year. And then he fell off his second year. But his second year, he didn't have an offense coordinator. So
yeah, right. He had a different OC and all that.
Listen, if you want to bring him in, okay, would you give him Chase Young for Mac Jones?
Nah, I don't think I'd do that.
I want Chase Young to compete.
Would you give him Sweat for Jones?
Like I said, compete.
Well, they want to trade him. Who you gonna give him?
Don't know. I don't know what their Bama's is offering.
I mean, if I'm gonna trade either one of the defensive ends, it's gonna be for, like you said, a first round pick. That's what they asked for. It'll be a first round pick. And I don't think either defensive end is worthy of a first round pick because their sack numbers is not at the level that it need to be. And Chase has been hurt. So I don't think we're gonna get what we want. So I'm the one to say I feel like they should just battle it out and pay the best one. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Whoever's the best one and pay him.
I'm all right with that. So Chase Young stays and Mac Jones ain't coming.
Right. So if Mac Jones ain't coming, it's that we roll with Howell. We got Brissett as a backup. We had back in the day we had Smith and Heineke. We had Heineke and what's the boy behind Heineke?
Behind Heineke?
Yeah.
That was Al's boy, Allen.
And then we had the Wentz experience. So it's not like we haven't been here before. It's not like we can't do that. And we're building up on our defense like we're supposed to. I would love to see a little bit more linebacker action, but that's just me. And in the end of the game, let's just roll. So maybe that's what Rivera is doing. He's trying to build upon that, just see what he got. I think Logan Thomas is a chip that we can use to get somebody else in here, man. But that's just me. And at the end of the day, let's just go, man. Let's just go.
Would you draft a tight end at 16?
No.
I wouldn't. I would get a left.
I don't think we've used a tight end in Washington in the last 5 years like we're supposed to.
Got a new coordinator.
We haven't used a tight end like we used since Chris Cooley. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious.
They say that Rookie quarterback's best friend is a tight end.
Absolutely, I believe that. So what do we have in Rodgers, and what do we have in the Amazon or whatever his name is, and what do we have in all them Bama? You know what I'm saying? I mean, like we got to figure that out.
On the Amazon.
the Bama. I mean, the coordinator from before, man. Didn't use none of his pieces. He didn't use none of his pieces. He's
Tracy Deacon.
He's up tutty nuts.
But why didn't he use his pieces, Big Al?
Well,
too much drinking at the bowling alley, I think.
No, Ron. I think Ron was trying to get him just to run the ball and be basic, and that's just not what my man can do. You know, he was too much.
Would you draft?
He was too cerebral. He was too cerebral. That's what I said. He was in there like Brainiac. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh.
So would you draft Bijan Robinson at 16?
I would draft the best player available at 16, whatever that is. Yeah. Whoever is the best player available on my board, that's who I would draft. As quarterback, I would wait till 6th or 7th round and get my man from UCLA, Dorian Thompson-Robinson. DTR.
I went deep in the draft.
A late round quarterback, 6'1", 6'2", speed, strong arm, playmaker in the West Coast. Somebody to get in there and can run the ball, a late pick.
What do you think about bringing in Te'amu from the DC Defenders?
Okay. We're 6-1.
6-1. He was with us for a half a second.
Yeah, half a second, yeah. He looked good, too.
He got to be better than Jake Fromm.
Yeah,
Come on, guys.
Jake Fromm.
Come on, man. Our number 3 quarterback is trash.
Hey, man, we about to get out of here, man. Like and subscribe.
I don't even know what we talked about today. What we talking about?
I don't know. We just love the Commanders. We're going to bring the team back to RFK. We're going to rebuild RFK. Bring it back.
Come with me. Help Mary nigga run quick see. What do we have here now? Do you want to ride or die? Come with me. Help Mary nigga run quick see. What do we have here now? Do you want to ride or die? Come with me. Help Mary run quick see. Yeah. What do we have here now? Do you want to ride or die? Come with me. Help Mary nigga run quick see. What do we have here now? Do you want to ride or die? I ain't no killer, but don't push me. Revenge is like the sweetest joy next to getting pussy. Picture paragraphs unloaded. Wise words being quoted. Peep the weakness in this rap game is sold. Bow down, pray to God, hoping that she listen. Cause the niggas coming for me. And my diamonds, and they glisten. Now pay attention to me, please, Father. I'm a ghost. And shit, it feels like Hail Mary. Ask me if I go. Go deep inside the solitary mind of a man scream. Evil eye, enemy, let me believe. Activate my hate, let it break to the flame and set trip. Empty out my clip, never stop to aim. Something say the game is all corrupted. Fuck that shit. Stop niggas lucky if they bust out that shit. Plus, Mama told me never stop until I bust a nut. Fuck the world, they can't trust. It's just as well. Come with me. Yo, Mary, nigga, run quick, see. What do we have?